Hi, it's Sunday, and I'm here to invite you to my Empath 101 class, which is sort of like preventative medicine for empaths, for people who are sensitive to other people's stuff, basically. And what's really moving me to do this class is a lot of things that I've really wanted all my life. Because I am also an empath, and while I have not reached perfection, I will tell you that my life is about approximately 20 or 30 times easier because I have learned to rearrange my neural pathways and my body chemistry so that my response to people is really different now. I can have emotions without being like swallowed up in them. And I also have the advantage of there's this thing that empaths have to do, this thing if they don't have the skills, if they haven't rearranged their pathways and they don't have the skills for remembering to do that, you know what happens, and you probably experienced this, is that you spend tons of time and energy and even money on recuperation, on coping and managing, on getting to the point where you no longer have to struggle and you can go out into the world again. And I know this because I did it for decades. My favorite go-to was books and sweet things. You might go shopping or drink wine or shut yourself in your room and watch TV for a long time. We all have a lot of ways of doing this, but we don't actually need to do this if we actually have the skills to manage our emotions or to live our emotions differently instead of just coping with the fallout. You know, a lot of times empaths are told, well, you're just being too sensitive, and what's your problem, and why don't you just do this? And we try to muscle on through, and sometimes we can do that, and sometimes we can do it really well. But it is at huge cost to us because it's kind of like buying on a credit card with like 50% interest rate. We muscle through, we drain ourselves, and then we need to recuperate. We need to spend a lot of time stocking up and, getting back to at least a point of sort of equilibrium. Only unfortunately, it often really isn't a point of equilibrium. And this I know too because also I did it. You can get to the point where you feel, capable of going out in the world, but you still haven't actually addressed the issue that sunk you in the first place, have you? So you're still going to be spending your time in that loop of, management every time that you hit a bump. And that loop, it eats away at your energy. I know you know this because I know it does. And it takes a lot of your time, which means it's also costing you money, even if the things that you do when you're repairing yourself don't cost money. That's potential time you could be doing something that, actually makes you money, for instance. So there are a lot of advantages to actually knowing skills for navigating the world as an empath. And that's what I would like to teach you in this class. It's going to be a 6-week class. There will be a lot of space for you to ask for healing work on your individual issues that arise as you're in the class, because I think that's the quickest way to approach that. There will also be teaching from me that will bust some programming on what you've learned or what you assume is true. A lot of us get similar programming that's really actually completely untrue. And I also am offering experience because I think information is helpful, but experience is the thing that really allows us to grow and change. And the experiences I'm offering in this class are, for each of the 6 classes, you will get an energy healing audio that addresses some aspect of the difficulties we run into as empaths. One of them, for instance, calms down your body chemistry so that when you are responding to something, it will be from your center and not from fight, flight, freeze, which is basically where we often tend to go as empaths when we feel kind of emotionally assaulted or overwhelmed. The other thing that I'm going to be offering is home practices, and these are meant for people who are busy. In fact, we will work together and find the ones that suit you both. I'm going to offer you a menu of them, And they are, the longest one for the class is probably 15 or 20 minutes, but most of them are shorter than that because they are meant to be exercises of attention where you use the practices in your daily life. And that's where it's really key, right? Because if this stuff doesn't change your daily life, what's the point? And I will tell you that this stuff has changed my daily life and it can change yours. And besides the fact that I would like for you personally to have this change, here's another thing you might want to consider. That is this. Our world needs sensitive leaders. And yeah, in politics, true. But also, just in our communities, as teachers, as business people, we need people who are empathic because that's how you get collaborative work instead of all this divisiveness. So I really, really, really want to see a lot of empaths getting functional and not having to spend their time and energy on recuperating and out in the world and doing what they do best. That's what this class is about. That's what this class is to support you in. So if this rings a bell for you, if this kind of thing interests you, I would suggest you check out the link below this video, and that will lead you to a page that will give you a whole lot more information on the details of what will happen with each class. I'd love to see you in my class. It's going to start, I think now on Saturday the 18th. I was going to make it a couple days earlier, but then I realized for people who take this class, being able to be there live is really beneficial. I do record the classes, and the class recordings with all the healing work and all the other work is included in the class. And also you can email your request, your healing requests. But here's the thing. If you're there live, you just get more benefit. It's just true. So if this draws you, if you feel that you are a person who has been spending tons and tons of energy and time and kind of losing money to this whole phenom of having to regroup often and on a consistent basis, then I would invite you to my class and welcome you to my class and learn some new stuff that will carry you not only just through this class, but that will support you ongoing. That's my goal. All right, so check the link below if that sounds like something you would like to know more about, and be well.